This episode of Pop Goes the Culture is brought to you by Ashley Hammett Patterson. Thanks for being a Pop Goes the Culture Patreon contributor. To get your name at the top of a Pop Goes the Culture episode, become a Patreon subscriber for just $4.99 a month. It's easy. By doing so, you'll help us keep Pop Goes the Culture coming to you every day, and as a thank you, we'll put your name at the top of a Pop Goes the Culture episode in the future. Thanks to all my Patreon contributors. Hey, I'm David Levin, and welcome to another excellent episode of Pop Goes the Culture, the behind-the-scenes stories of your favorite TV shows spilled by the people who were there. My guest today is Jaleel White, a.k.a. Steve Urkel, from Family Matters. Today, Jaleel reveals what happened when he was about to play Bruce Lee, being sick as a dog backstage. Would they call off the show? Plus, turning Urkel into the Nutty Professor. And he'll talk about the real-life guy Urkel was named for. And Urkel gets so famous, he gets his own doll.
And they were about to cancel the show, and here we are at our block scene. The big, Steve kicks everybody's butt as Bruce Lee. And I Earled, and, after you upchuck, you feel good for about 5 minutes afterwards, no matter how you're feeling. And I told the producers, no, I feel really good for right now, but I know I'm not going to feel good in a second. Let's go. Because I didn't want to cancel the taping and just send the audience home. And this was the last scene of the show. And, it's one of my prouder moments. Gutted it out. The scene went great and literally just kind of keeled over afterwards, and it was rushed to the hospital. So a lot of people wouldn't know that about the Bruce Lee episode. Those are your trooper moments. You earn your stripes with the crew.
Wow, that's amazing.
So.
The show sort of developed kind of a sci-fi aspect, I guess.
Yeah, Steve started inventing stuff, and every show after time just starts becoming bigger than life. Kramer was a lot more normal in his early days, and then by the end, he's digging Merv Griffin's set out of a trash can and doing a talk show out of his apartment. So every show after time, when they have a zany character, just starts to become bigger than life. So, I basically had a porta potty that could turn me into any character they wanted to turn me into, and then it became a teletransporter that could take the entire family to Paris and back. And it's TGIF, man. This is not reality 2000, that we're living in right now. This is TGIF, good family comedy. And Steve was an inventor. He had no limitations on his academia.
No, even that whole Nutty Professor aspect.
Oh, really? Yeah. I was essentially the Nutty Professor.
That's so great. I understand that the character was actually named after a real person.
Yeah, he can't order no pizzas no more. Yeah, the dude that my character is named after has a hard time ordering pizzas.
Who is it?
He's a friend of Michael Warren, one of our producers. And he actually spells his name E-R-K-E-L. But it doesn't matter. It sounds the same over the phone. So
you think, it's one episode, so you figure out.
Yeah, exactly. And people do that all the time. I mean, I'm a writer now, and I put my friends in stuff all the time, and you never think that a character is going to take off to that degree. So, that guy got salted bad. Yeah, he came down to the set one time. He wanted to meet the kid that was making it hard for him to order pizzas.
Tell me how iconic did Urkel become, and how did your life change when that sort of happened?
Like I said, it took me about 2 years to even realize how popular the character had become. You really got to leave LA and travel the country before you really realize the impact that characters had. And I remember when they did the doll launch for the Urkel doll in New York, they took us to our room at the Plaza. And they kept making such a big whoop-de-doo about taking us to our room, And my mom was like, just give us the keys. We're tired. We're going to go to our room. And so they take us to the top floor, and they open this door. And my mom's like, when are you going to, there's this long hallway. When are you going to give us our keys? And they were like, this is your room. And I mean, that hallway was so long. my dad and I actually had a foot race, and we got a video camera to film it. And it overlooked, it was the entire top floor of the Plaza Hotel, and it overlooked all of Central Park. And they knew I loved sports, and there was just Yankees and Knicks and just stuff everywhere, and it was all for me. And that's when I kind of was like, I'm a star. And that's a little frightening though, because I'm gonna be honest, I think I was a little asshole for that weekend. My mom has a videotape, and I hate looking at the videotape.
Can we get a copy of it?
No.
Oh, come
you
on.
cannot get a copy of that videotape. But you know, you're growing up. You're growing up, and again, that was a lot to be for a child to realize that he was carrying that much importance. You know, this is I didn't even know at that age that hotels had rooms that big.
I still do.
You know, it's ridiculous. And I remember I demanded the biggest room, and so my parents were like, let him have it. And it was upstairs all by itself, and I got scared, and so I wanted to sleep. We ended up just sleeping in the 2 rooms right by the door. Like if you had security, if you were Britney Spears or something, you tell your security, you sleep right there. We ended up sleeping in 2 rooms by the door because it was just too big. Man, it was too big.
You ever have a full-on Beatles experience?
Yeah, I had a few. NBA All-Star games, a couple NBA All-Star games, got a little hairy. You know, got to take the kitchen, you know. I love fans, though. I love fans. I really do. I mean, we wouldn't be who we are without fans. And even to this day, you know, people treat me so well. You know, I'm passing through airport security, and I catch so much love. You know, I catch so much love. You know, basically there's a big black guy at every door at every hot club in New York. And I gotta guess that he probably watched my show. So I don't really have any problems of that nature, you know, getting into places or whatever. And I appreciate it, though. I really do appreciate it, you know. But when I was younger, especially, I mean, you know, going to a mall in the middle of the country wasn't necessarily the easiest thing. You know, you might go in the front entrance of that Foot Locker, but you might go out the back.
That brings us to the conclusion of another fine chapter in our ongoing chat with Jaleel White. Next time, Jaleel starts writing himself, The Evolution of Urkel, and Family Matters moves to CBS for Season 9. Till then, can you name other shows that have hopped networks? I can think of a bunch. Leave your answers in the comments below. We'll see you next time. Subscribe, and thanks for watching. Hey, want to talk to celebrities yourself? Become a Patreon subscriber, and then tune in to ask them yourself. Ouch! Ooh.